Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your 8-card draw. What do I need? Shadow read for this. Our full moon in Pisces. Pisces moon here. Our full moon in Pisces to new moon in Libra, September 2022. I am your reader. Pisces moon, born on this full moon in Pisces. Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short. Professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Joining the Circle Productions since 1998, 24 years in service at the time of this recording, author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch, available on Kindle. There is a link in the description box. I got a lot of my mystical wisdom that I've gathered over the years in that book, and you can preview it for free if you like. So remember, the link is down there, because I'm also a creator on Patreon, patreon.com/Drawing the Circle, a place to allow my mystical art to run free, although it's not OnlyFans, you know. There are community guidelines that I obey, but a lovely subscription service for the creative types out there. I highly recommend it. You can set your own levels of subscription, give them different benefits and stuff. I'm there every morning with a cup of coffee from the couch on the laptop, talking about the day's astrological weather, the spiritual implications, the magical applications, always ending with a little prayer, a little blessing. They get the advanced stuff that everybody else sees eventually. They get the exclusive stuff that no one sees, as well as they get a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff there, and all the extended readings that I do here on YouTube, they have access to. All of my subscribers have access to that. So if you are interested and you want a little bit more magic, more miracles, more mysticism, more Mal, come Patreon on Patreon. Come Patreon with the Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons, that my fishy family can certainly call Mal. Hey, let's get down to biz, because this is a big full moon for us. Well, it's a big full moon for me. I am a Virgo sun sign and a Pisces moon, so I was born on a full moon on a Labor Day weekend. Sometimes it's just written that way in the script before you come in. So very, very happy to be serving my Mer people, my Mer family, my fishy people, for this rather austere and incredibly powerful, considering Mercury's going retrograde at the same time, pretty much new to a full to new moon read. If you're new to the channel, an 8-card draw is just one card from 8 different decks, getting you clues, tips, and hints about a specific astrological timeline, like a card of the day, but 8 of them for over a 2-week period, to help you with the waning part, right? The releasing, the letting go, the weeding the garden so you can plant a new intention, a clear intention at the new moon. But this one is particularly special for me, obviously. So let's look at that timeline, shall we? Full moon in Pisces, Saturday, September 10th, tomorrow, at the time of this recording, 5:59 a.m. Eastern. I am in New York. Let's just say 6 a.m., which means I'm doing my magic between 11:30 and 12:30 tonight, foot in each day. And then it is the releasing, the letting go, the forgiving, the surrendering, the waning, the alchemy, the symbolic alchemy from lead to gold, lead having 3 more atoms than gold, that process of refining, releasing, transforming, alchemizing, lead to gold, symbolically, spiritually speaking, is a really important thing, because shadow work, which is why these are called shadow reads, are exactly about that. And every time you do just even a little bit of shadow work, you shift to a more golden rather than leaded timeline, and you take all the people around you with them. That doesn't mean it's going to be easy, but if we don't deal with our own individual shadow moments in healthier ways, we repress it, we push it down, and if it doesn't torture us, we push it down so far it goes down into the collective unconscious and then pops up on the world screen, so to speak. What is repressed must be projected. It's just how it works. So this is our way of doing spiritual service, particularly as empaths. And a lot of times, my Pisceans, my fishy family, my Mer people, what we are feeling in any given moment is like 2% of it is us, and the other 98% can be everyone else on planet Earth who's feeling that way in that moment. Because we got to feel it to heal it. That's just how it works. I didn't write the rules, apparently. But I'll tell you, sex, drugs, and rock and roll didn't stop any of the pain from going away. So, you know, this is a better option. Harder, but better. It can be delayed, but not prevented. So it's a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Oh, I forgot. Most important thing, the new moon. The 2 weeks going to the new moon in Libra. New moon in Libra on a Friday. If ever there was a romantic magic spell, intention, whatever you want to call it, day, that's the day. So the 5-card draw waxing read should be interesting for that one. And that is Friday, September 25th, 5:55 p.m. So you can cast the spell and then go out and, you know, party and do what you're going to do and see who comes and who goes. Yeah, both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. Check your other signs. I'm going to do the best that I can to get you the clarity, guidance, and grace to help you do your shadow work. Because if I can help you do your shadow work, then you're helping me do my shadow work, because we're all one. Remember, collective unconscious 12th house dynamic, Pisces. And really helping the whole planet make a more graceful transition from lead to gold in a time when it desperately needs it. That's why your great-grandparents probably weren't talking about shadow work, but we are. So let's do this. Enough explanation. Let's do the divination. Last read of the series. Very happy that I'm getting this done before full moon proper. I traveled, went up to Saratoga, looked at a house that I might be buying. We're waiting to see how things play out up there. So, you know, I love saving the best for last for my beloved fishies. Ready? Please take a nice deep breath. Sit back for this one. Because here we go. Using the Caroline Myss archetype cards, I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine, for the Piscean collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers watching this video, receiving this reading. Please, angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters of the General Assembly, the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension above 8th chakra and above spirit animals and totems, Lord Ganesha himself, as well as the pantheons from all pantheons, all pantheons of all pantheons, all traditions, lineages, and cultures. What is the dominant 8th chakra archetype hovering over the head of the Piscean collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, and or crosswatcher? Because if the crosswatcher applies this to themselves, they will alchemize and heal, and they will help the Pisces they're crosswatching for heal, as well as the entire collective. So yeah, the soul power. A part of their sacred contract that they came in to alchemize, from shadow to light, lead to gold, pain to peace, toxic to healthy, affecting the electromagnetic dynamics of every chakra underneath it, therefore affecting what they attract and what they repel, because the healing can be delayed, but it cannot be prevented. And how many lifetimes do we want to come back and do the same thing over and over and over? That's what these reads are for, to move us all in a healthier, spiritually awakening direction. So please leave the card in my hand for the Piscean collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers watching this video, receiving this reading, our full moon in Pisces to new in Libra, September 2022. The gossip. Uh-oh, it's in the title. The gossip. Now look, I don't gossip. I used to, because most people do. But it bit me in the ass long enough that I gave it up. I gave it up cold turkey. Well, these cords that I wear for every reading hold my vows, and that's one of them. Confidentiality is a creative family archetype of the 9 different families. It's the creative one, and I think you'll see why. The shadow attribute written on the card indicates the nature of the shadow work, the stuff you don't want to look at, the lead, the toxic, right? 3 more atoms here than here, so that process of waning, releasing, transforming to go from lead to gold is the T. So the shadow attribute thrives on the power of passing on private or secret information, betraying confidences. I had enough of that in my life. So I made myself a vow to my gods and my archangels, don't do that ever again. And as a result, my intuitive skill has fucking skyrocketed, but that's how it goes, right? If you're not hemorrhaging power, it stays local. The light attribute you're shooting for awakens consideration for the feelings of others, honoring trust. Now, what can you trust in this world? I say perfect love and perfect trust to the gods and archangels alone, because everybody else has bad days. So certainly on a good day, right, you can feel that. I'm going to honor trust. I will say people with the gossip archetypes, when they're in the gold, are brilliant counselors and listeners because they become safe space. So do you want to create or destroy? Because everybody gossips. I mean, and then there's like TMZ gossip, celebrity gossip. A lot of that's manufactured anyway. It's not real. So that's a kind of a different level of this. This is a soul power that you are able to plug your empathy into and really honor the feelings of others because you can feel them and what it would feel like to have a confidence betrayed, if you ever have, which who hasn't, right? Part of the human adventure. Part of the human adventure going back so many past lives, right? How many court rumors were there that got people's heads cut off, right? Throughout the millennia. So with that hovering over the head, so to speak, the archetype of Damocles dangling over our head, let's look at the next 4 chakras down with the Daughters of the Moon Tarot. The feminine energy, the crown, the third eye, the throat, the heart, spiritual, mental, willpower, and emotional power, because this is where the shadow work begins. Throat chakra minimum, your choice, your free will to delay or not delay that which cannot be prevented. Next life, 10 lives from now? Let's try and nail it this one. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Oh, that's just lovely. As I call upon my goddesses of water, the sign of Pisces, powers of the West, please, 1 card in clarity for the Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers watching this video and receiving this reading. What they need to be aware of inside their own psychological self, the world behind the eyes, the inner world, the feminine energy, the goddess energy, the yin dynamic, so that they can do this alchemy of the gossip for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. We can have an archetype literally within a minute. It comes and goes. It can be there for a lifetime and so many ways in between. So leave the card in my hand for the Pisces and the cross watchers to help them do the shadow work of the gossip, their full moon to new, September 2022. Okay, we got a court card. The Crone of Flames, which is Sagittarius Cerwidwin, Cerwidwin. I've heard it pronounced different ways throughout my career. But that would be the Knight of Wands, Sagittarius energy, very Jupiter driven, and very much a card of mutable fire. That's what Sagittarius is, mutable fire. So if you have planets in Sagittarius, there's a clue, a tip, or a hint there for you, maybe all 3. But when a court card manifests in a reading on the inside like this, it's usually by element, and this is about willpower, right? Will you or won't you? Spit, swallow, or chew. It's your free will. And because it's mutable, you may be going back and forth about what you want about this, but it also means you have lots of options to choose from, not just break trust or don't break trust, right? Like honor feelings or don't honor feelings. It feels like there might be a bit more flexibility in here, depending, of course, on the information being conveyed, but thrives on the power of passing on private or secret information is a big thing on planet Earth, obviously. So, find this in yourself and in your life, or maybe you have been gossiped about, and as a result, you're ready to do something about it, right? But you got lots of different choices and options in this, which I prefer to see. So, next 3 chakras down are the masculine energy, the root, the sacrum, the solar plexus, your relationships in the world. Looking at yourself from the outside in is usually it, but it could be you looking at a person, place, or thing from the inside out. Often there is mirroring, so that could be in there as well, particularly for a general read. But your relationships in the world, root chakras, groups, circles of friends, your family, your genetic heritage, your ancestry, which is the same thing. Your nationality, your political leaning, the ball club you belong to, your favorite band, right? Like Deadheads are a tribe, right? 3 or more together makes it a tribe. Second chakra, one-on-one relationship to another person or thing. money, sex, power, creativity, solar plexus, relationship to yourself in the world, your self-image, your self-esteem, your self-acceptance, your boundaries, your honor code, which I think would be big with this one, what you will, what you don't, what you do, what you will, what you won't, what you do, what you don't, right? Do you honor confidences or do you betray them, right? That's a free will thing. So let's see what hits the table. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. As I call upon my gods of water, the sign of Pisces, powers of the West, please, one card in clarity for the Piscean collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers. Watching this video and receiving this reading, lower 3 chakra dynamic, masculine energy, inside out, outside in, relationships in the world. What do they need to be aware of to alchemize this gossip in the 8th? With the Crown of Flames, Sagittarius, Knight of Wands, Mutable Fire, 9th House dynamic, spirituality and expansion. In that 3rd chakra vibe there, this hour full to new, September 2022. Excellent. 6 of Swords. Certainly a card of communication if you want it to be, but it's balanced communication. It's using the power of mind to navigate from choppy, rough waters to smooth and tranquil ones. That can be about counseling. I will say, reformed gossips, golden gossips, which still sounds wrong, make brilliant counselors and confidants because, again, they become safe space. So if this is you from the outside looking in at yourself, this could be you finding someone or being someone in which to have a confidential, trustworthy conversation, maybe to express all of the different things that you want, right? Element of fire, what you yearn for, what you burn for, what your heart's desire. But the 3rd chakra has 3 settings, spit, swallow, or chew, and all of them are fine in the right time and place, but only you get to pull that trigger of whether you're going to spit it out, you're going to swallow it, or you're going to chew on it a little more, because sometimes it is a jagged little pill. Hi, Alanis. Shall we? Chakras are on the table. Let's get a Matt Kahn healing mantra card to help bring it into alignment. I love these cards. I've had them for almost 3 years since they were published. I got them. I really love the work of Mr. Kahn. Hay House author. His YouTube channel is, well, saved my life at one point, honestly. I'll cop to that. Stylistically, we're very differently, but I think our missions are the same, so I'm okay with that. He very West Coast, I very East Coast. He very Lemurian, I very Atlantean. It's okay. So let's see what hits the table here. And with that gossip archetype, this should be interesting. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Okay, I'm going to call upon the Ascended Masters of the General Assembly. I almost said of creativity because it's a creative family archetype, but this is about confidence and ethics, and this could play itself out in work and play and relationships, family, you know, lovers, neighbors, all sorts of crazy. So please, beloved Ascended Masters of the General Assembly, the perfect healing mantra for the Piscean collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers watching this video and receiving this reading. Because at this point, if it comes through gossip, like maybe there is a kernel of truth, but it's probably a kernel of sand. Kurt Sanders, and should most likely not be trusted, but nonetheless, please, the perfect healing mantra, knock it out of the park so they can alchemize this gossip archetype in the 8th with all of them choices, decisions, and desires in their throat chakra with the Sagittarius Crone of Flames, Cerridwen, Goddess of Transformation in the cauldron, with that 6 of Swords journey. on the outer, which need not be literal. It could be a conversational journey. It could, but it's definitely, sixes are numbers of balance. So it is a balanced mind that allows them to keep an even keel, moving from choppy water to smooth. So considering we're dealing with water signs, what would you say is the perfect healing mantra for the Piscean collective and crosswatcher this their full hour full to new September 2022? Anchoring the light. The light is always within me, 'cause it is. Yeah, even us old retired dark goth types, that was a long time ago, guys, that was a long time ago. No, which drag is my drag, if I'm going to be honest about it. The light is always within us. Light is truth. Truth is within, right? That's why truth will set you free, but it'll usually piss you off first. Thank you, Gloria Steinem. Look, anchoring the light is just an old phrase in the New Age vernacular, right? I'm anchoring the light, I'm anchoring the light, which can be a little tinfoil hat woo-woo land. This is really tapping into something that is at the core of all life, and who better to do it than a Pisces 12th house, the collective unconscious, right? That's why shadow work for Pisces are really important. Yeah, it sucks. You don't have to like it. But if it's all about alchemizing fear into love, pain into peace, illusion into truth, it's worth it. But to know that at your core, none of that stuff is who you are. That stuff you incarnated into. Your soul is an immortal being, genderless, without political agenda, ageless, eternal. Right? A being of light. Well, it's always within you. Boom. So let's read it from the Bookie Book. This is one of 4 Bookie Book reads, because the authors say it way better than I could. I can't remember all this stuff. I'm 54 years old. I don't look at things. Anchoring the light. The light is always within me, which means it's always in them too. So who are you talking about? Who are they gossiping about? Yeah? When you anchor the light, you are accepting the infinite force of the universe as your guardian, navigator, and companion. Hells yeah. As you anchor the light, you're no longer a person trying to find the deeper meaning of connection. Instead, you know yourself to be a living expression of connection, simply appearing in human form. That your unity appearing in an illusion of separation, which is ancient Vedic, right? Which is the goal behind yoga and Tantra, right? Self-realization, God-realization, unity consciousness, and anchoring it here into the 3rd and 4th dimension, which collapses it, makes it the 5th. Please don't make me do math. This mantra is ideal for overcoming fear, reducing cravings. That's interesting. Well, that would make sense. If you're not tuned in, tapped in, turned on, Abraham Hicks White courtesy telephone, you would go horizontally there. And making important life decisions. Well, with all that fire in the throat chakra there, that wouldn't surprise me if maybe they're not just choices, but perhaps some of them life-changing decisions. Maybe changing someone else's life. Interesting. Interesting. Of course, if you are dealing with a gossip, I think you're going to have the opportunity to really make your way through this. Feel what you got to feel. Heal what you got to heal. And really, really shift some stuff in life, because nothing good ever came from gossip. I mean, it's different if it's like, you know, a surprise party for somebody, you know. That's the way of getting the news around. That's a little bit different. That ain't gossip. That's informing. It's networking. Anyway, next card down, Whispers of Love Oracle by Angela Hartfield. We're using her Whispers of Lord Ganesha in this 8-card draw as well. This is the voices of the higher selves of all involved. So I would think that with the gossip archetype, there's more than one person involved, so their higher selves get a say in what hits the table too. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. As I call upon the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above. What is the whisper of love? for the Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and cross watchers watching this video and receiving this reading, the piece of information, inspiration, insight most needed. It is called a What Do I Need Shadow Raid. So that they can alchemize this gossip archetype, particularly if they are or were being gossiped about. I think that would be really kind of a good way to deal with this, particularly gossip in the 8th, Sagittarius on the inner, 6 of Swords on the outer, which for a water sign is, I think, a great card. Anchoring the light, because the light is always within us. What you got from the Whisper of Love, this full to new September 2022. Act as if your partner is here. Now, let's just for a moment play with the idea that this is not a romantic situation, right? Because how many people gossip on their partners, business partners, right? Office part, like that word partner. And that can be plural, right? Not just you and another person, right? Like the partners in a law firm. I know some Piscean lawyer just went like that. Act as if your partner is here. Whether you have someone in your life or not, act as if they are with you, so you will always consider them. Now, take that out of romantic context, and that could be anybody in your life in which you have what? A relationship that is to be honored, right? To honoring the boundaries. And, you know, new relationships, you maybe haven't set that boundary yet. But I think it's just common decency that if somebody tells you something in confidence, to keep it secret. Keep it safe, right? Just Gandalf that fucker. Sorry. Let's not talk about Rings of Power yet. I've only seen 2 episodes. I like to wait a little bit before passing judgment, but I hope to go into the East and remain Galadriel too. Yeah. Anyway, so look, this could be a very, very emotional thing. Act as if your partner is here is definitely an interesting thing if the light is always within you. See what I'm saying? Because in a way they are. And your conscience, not necessarily your consciousness, but your conscience will tell you in the moment, usually, look, I'm covering it up. Solar plexus, it's like, you don't want to do this. That's grace, that voice. That is grace. That is the grace coming into your system saying, right? It goes a little like that. Pay attention to that, Pisces. That's what we're good at. We're good at feeling that stuff that for other people who fly up here all the time may not know what that is. It's like, oh, I guess it was the Chipotle, you know? Maybe, maybe not. But definitely, if you're acting as if they are there, you're going to keep an eye on yourself. And honestly, what you do around other people is one thing. What you do when no one else is around, that's where the real ethical test comes in, right? If nobody knows, what do you do? Yeah? Well, look, Pisceans, we're known for being a little, I don't want to say subversive, covert, I think is a good one, right? Because we're not all dolphins all the time. Sometimes we are manta rays laying flat at the bottom of the ocean, ready to sweep up and stingray you, right? So let's get our next card down, the Divine Animals Oracle. What spirit animals and or totems are helping you with the shadow work? Because they're always there, the animal kingdom. I mean, our bodies are the animal kingdom. Vegetable or mineral, right? Please take a nice deep breath. That's my favorite pantheon. Still point. As I call to the spirit animals and totems for the Piscean collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and cross watchers watching this video and receiving this reading, please, who walks with them? Who swims with them? Who crawls with them? Who flies with them? Giving them the support, the protection, the love, the power, the wisdom, the guidance and grace that they need, as well as an oracle message, a little piece of magic to help them alchemize this gossip in the 8th, Sagittarius on the inner, Knight of Wands, Crone of Flames, Cerwydwin. You can also speak of rapid transformation on the inside, but by choice and free will. With that 6 of Swords on the outer, that could be a healthy conversation or a journey of conversations or counseling or whatever. To go from rough to smooth sailing. Anchoring the light, great mantra for that. Really, for shadow work, that is hopeful. The light is always within me. I may not feel it right now, but it's in there. Like Brago, it's in there. so that they can act as if their partner is here, and underline that word partner, whatever that means to them. It could be a partner in crime, you know, so to speak, in the colloquial sense. So what's the animal oracle message who walks, swims, crawls, and flies with the Pisceans this full to new, September 2022? I have to ask, is there desert lovin' in your eyes all the way? If you listen to their lies, would you say chameleon? Karma, gossip. It's a karma chameleon. It's a very specific species of the genus. I think I got that right. So the chameleon, this card is really, really cool. I mean, just get the deck or look it up online, right? It's like somebody's dancing on a chameleon. It's almost like, what a feeling, dancing on chameleons. It just Lionel Richie'd us. Card number, what is that? 33. They put white ink on white background. What do you want? I need a magnifying glass to figure it out. But this is about change. The key word, change. Change is a natural part of life, so resistance is futile. Thank you, Mr. Borg. Ride the energies of change and know where you are going. Then fear will lessen. I wonder if that's that Six of Swords. And if it's a literal journey, I get it. To me, Six of Swords isn't about a boat trip. Right? It never was. People will say that, though. But it is about certainly a mental journey and perhaps a conversational one. It's not always wise to just blend in with everyone else. Flexibility in mind and body is advantageous. Do not take long to make your decisions. So again, making, you know, a life decision right here, as mentioned in Anchoring the Light, particularly with all that fire in the throat chakra, which is to me a very, it's a thing, right? Spit, swallow, or chew, pull the trigger or not, very fire energy. Let's see what Chameleon Magic has to say. Chameleon Magic is one of flexibility and coping with change. It is a shadow read, right? Call upon the magic of this creature when you wish to have successful change in challenging circumstances, like dealing with gossip, totally, and when you wish to know everything you can about a situation prior to moving forward, which can often be done through gossip. All right, there's a whole other level, a whole other shoot-off quantum timeline there. If you're trying to get the tea on something, getting the skinnies, so to speak, as the kids used to say back in the 30s, then yeah, gossip is not always the easiest way to, well, it might be easy, but is it true? And remember, gossip's been on this planet forever, right? Talking about Grog behind his back. About, he's this torch. He thinks this torch is big. He thinks this torch is bigger than yours. Because they spoke in English back then, I guess. Neanderthals. So, obviously, you got to go with the flow and the change here. But also, you know, the camouflage is a protective thing. Chameleons don't just change color because they can. They change because it's how they live. It's how they survive, right? I'm a rock. I'm a leaf. I'm a twig, right? So be careful with that. Make sure that solar plexus vibe of your integrity, like, really pay attention to that. And if this is a one-on-one relationship and you feel like somebody's gossiping on you, keep an eye on your second chakra, and when you're in their presence or you're looking at a picture of them, just ask your second chakra, it's like, are they betraying my confidences? And it'll go, or Now, maybe not gospel truth. Sacral voice, intuitive sacral voice, is tricky. You got to learn how to use it, and if your eyes are moving when you're asking, you're influencing it. Tricky. Told you I know what I'm talking about. In other readings, I'm sure I told you that, because I often do. Doing this forever. So let's get our next card down, the Whispers of Lord Ganesh. I love this deck so much because I love Lord Ganesh. I learned him as Ganesh. She added the A. Ganesh, I'm sure it's all valid across the board. The elephant-headed Hindu god of prosperity and success and just wonderfulness in general. But in the West, mostly known as the remover of obstacles. So if you think of the 3 atoms of lead as the obstacle to the gold, symbolically speaking, then I have found this oracle to be very, very helpful. So let's see what he has to say. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. I just want to rub my head on his ear. I love Lord Ganesh. Beloved one, blessed Lord Ganesh, please, one card in clarity for the Piscean collective sun, moon, rising Venus signs and cross watchers watching this video and receiving this reading. Please, what is your guidance, your grace, your love, your wisdom, your power, your oracle, your blessing to impart for the Piscean collective and the cross watchers so that they can alchemize this gossip from toxic to healthy with that Sagittarius vibe on the inside, very third chakra, but it could be life-changing or relationship-changing here, and yet there is a Six of Swords journey on the outer that if they do this honorably, they can really go from choppy water to smooth, anchoring the light. The light is always within them. I would really try and remember that moment by moment as best as one could, and then as a result act as if their partner is there with them, and whatever partner means in any way, shape, or form, because there is change going on, and change can stir up sediment from the bottom of the pond, the koi pond, so don't be too koi pond when there needs to be an honoring here, and maybe some speaking of the truth. So, beloved Lord Ganesh, please, your guidance, your grace, your love, your wisdom, your power to help remove those obstacles for the Piscean collective and crosswatcher, this, their full moon in Pisces to new moon in Libra, September 2022. Nurture. Not nature. It's the other one. Nurture. 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 It's such a cool word. Say it with me. Nurture. Card number 38. I love the book. She's a really good writer, though. I'm really enjoying this deck. Got it from the Magic Moon in Saratoga Springs. Say hi to Veronica. Tell her I sent you. Card number 38, Nurture. Focus on creating a calm and balanced life for yourself. Ganesha asks you to maintain a compassionate, nurturing, realistic, and down-to-earth attitude when it comes to collaborating with others and your present conditions. Oh, like a partner of some kind? You can benefit from being more resourceful and practical. This is a time of slowing down and biding your time and resources. Deal with any issues as they arise and brainstorm practical and easy solutions that will fix the problem with minimal drama, which means no gossip. Be careful of giving too much without regard for your own needs. If you've been feeling exhausted or have been prone to illness, you are invited to stop doing so much for others and do more for you at this time. And I could see if you're somebody who's really helping others and all of a sudden you disappear, there's going to be gossip. Do not seek empowerment by doing for others from a place of needing acknowledgement. Empower yourself by nurturing yourself, and then from a healthy place help others. True. Learn to nurture and create occasions for others to grow by offering a safe, accommodating energy. This energy is the energy of the heart chakra. As your life comes more into alignment with your soul purpose, you bring this nurturing and unconditional love beyond your immediate surroundings and out into the world, which is what these shadow reads are based. Well, it's the what is it for? That's what these readings are for. To get it within yourself, and then it begins to move outward into all of life. The female figure in this card is Ganesha's mother, Parvati. Okay. She represents a strong female figure in your life that you may have to look for extra support and guidance, maybe a confidant, someone you could confess to, a counselor, something like that. This could be any female role model, friend, or acquaintance that you find yourself drawn to at this time. Alternatively, Parvati can represent a part of yourself, especially when much of your time is spent focusing on the nurturing and caring of others. This could easily be in a work situation. Like that's like bam, off the top of my head, and obvious. But if there are changes going around in a work situation, that chameleon thing, the gossip do start to fly, don't it? That's why I'm self-employed since 1998, 24 years in service. Last card down. The Hidden Blessing. We're using the mystical Celtic blessing cards called Blessed Be by Lucy Cavendish. And though they are Celtic in nature, I consecrated the deck to all of the pantheons, the pantheon of all pantheons, all traditions, lineages, and cultures. I am a Virgo. We don't do flippers. Oh, we had a Ganesh mixed in there. That's interesting. Well, they are the same size. So yeah, the gold within the lead, right? There's gold hidden in the lead. Do the shadow work. Do the alchemy. This is an indication of what's already present, but in hidden form, right? Light at the end of the tunnel kind of stuff. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Because this is our last card down, as I call to the pantheons. Of all pantheons, all traditions, lineages, and cultures, there you are for the Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers watching this video, receiving this reading. What is the hidden blessing? The gold within the lead. Should they just do their best, right? They don't have to like get it perfect according to anybody else's idea or design. They just have to do the best that they can. So give them a little hint, a little clue, a little tip of the gold within the lead, the hidden blessing. Should they alchemize the gossip archetype? Sagittarius, they might really want to do this, but have a lot of different choices and options to do that. But regardless, there is that moving from choppy to smooth, sailing in the Six of Swords on the outer, anchoring the light. Light is always within them. The truth of who they are didn't do this. It was the conditioning that took over, the lead. But there is no alchemy without lead, right? So if they can act as if their partner is there, really considering and honoring whatever that partnership is through a time of change, and maybe something will change here for the better. Transformation and change are not exactly the same things in the meanings of the word, but close enough. But that they need to nurture, particularly themselves, maybe stepping back, maybe nurturing others by being that safe space of confidentiality, a confidant rather than a gossip. In fact, that's what I would call the golden gossip, would be the confidant. It's a good word for it. So please, what is the gold within the lead? The hidden blessing. Should they just do their best? Right? It's rough. We're raised with gossip, especially the youngins. I mean, it's not like I wasn't. Of course I was. So please, one card in clarity, the hidden blessing. Last card down for the Pisces collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, and cross watchers watching this video or receiving this reading this hour, full moon Pisces to new moon in Libra, September 2022. A blessing for a mother. You know, mother to me is an archetypal dynamic. Man can be a mother. I mean, Mama Ru, just as one off the top of my head. And if you don't know who Mama Ru is, you're watching my channel. It's all good. It's all good. Mama Ru Charles, blessed be a Scorpio queen. A blessing on him for a mother. Now, if you are a mother, that's going to plug in for you. But you know gossips in families. Oh my God, it's worse than on the street because it's family. I can't believe it. You're supposed to be family. Card number 12, blessing on a mother. Blessing on your mother. I am the fun one. You come for the guidance. You stay for the humor and the saltiness of it all. I am a Pisces moon. My blood is salt water. So here's the tea. Here's the truth. I'm going to do this blessing for real because I try and keep these readings light because they are shadow reads. Obviously, we've got a betrayal of trust on the table here, but this is where we do these for real. I actually convey the blessing, confer the blessing. Yeah, it's a good chunky size one too. And as soon as I say the last word here, that's the end of the reading. But if you want to hang out to the very end, is where I release the Piscean collective. By letting the extra goofy that may not have come out of my mouth so that I can move on to other things. You know what I mean, Pisces. Sometimes you gotta say it instead of spray it. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. I call to the pantheons of all pantheons to please convey and confer this blessing through me for the Piscean collective. Card number 12. A blessing for a mother. A blessing for a mother so that she knows and deeply understands the sacred and challenging path she walks and appreciates that the state and the rights of motherhood evolve just as her child will grow and change into their own true self. You know this is really big, at least in the United States, right? Mother is everywhere. Mother is probably the most ancient archetype on the planet. There's always been a mother or something. Let's not go political, Mark. To birth the child within, birth the child into the world through the cauldron of the womb. Sagittarius card, Kerwinrin, literally a cauldron goddess. And feed the babe at the breast, and yet need to learn how to let go. That is the test and quest of motherhood. And you are its initiate, for within motherhood are great paradoxes and contradictions. To be a mother is to be at once yourself and another. Let's stick a pin in this. You can be a mother of a creative process. The language of pregnancy and the language of creativity are practically the same. Conceive, gestate, labor, release. Didn't sound right. For within motherhood are great paradoxes and contradictions. To be a mother is to be at once yourself and another. To be a mother is a yearning for the well-being of another, dearest in all the world, yet imperfect and growing, wild and unknowable. How is it that a mother can carry the yearning, the care, the delight, the love, the intimacy, and the purity of motherhood? The sheer hard work of it, the feeding and the cleaning of the young, and within all this is the desire to give birth again to the self who you are becoming through this great initiative. Is another way of looking at the dynamic of the mother, is giving birth to our new selves, right? Conceiving, gestating, delivery, all the way. To be a mother is to be deeply your own true self, and yet selfless. To love another deeply and open up yet another room, and another within your heart, which of course does speak of that confidence and that safety. To be a mother is to see the world's children and babies as your own. It is to be primal, prehistoric, and ageless, beyond dogma and preaching. You are the creator of all, and once you were worshipped. Mama. May you be blessed with your children's well-being. May motherhood ignite in you the flame of healing for any wounds from your own childhood, maybe being gossiped about by family. Lord knows I went through it. May the earth mother you and bless you as you walk through the challenges of the way of the mother. May your arms be strong, but not so tight as to not know when to soften and release the tender ones from that fierce protection. May your womb quicken with healthy babies, and may their delivery into the world be as deep and initiatory as this stepping between the worlds was always meant to be. I have a Piscean witch friend of mine on Patreon. She a doula. This might be for you, sweetheart, mother that you are. May you know your value lies beyond that of your fruitfulness and is within the characters you've helped shape and the lessons you've taught. Forgive yourself for your imperfections, for mothering is a sacred task that we are all untaught at. We must find our way through, feel sheer instinct and that mother's love that all desire. And when it comes the time when you will no longer bear the young, may the young come to you and recognize all you have done, and in the warmth of their affection and gratitude, may you grow old with joy as your companion. I could totally fucking cry right now, but I'm not going to because I'm on camera. Blessed be. Breathe. For the mothers everywhere. For for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it, so let it be done. So motivating. So it is. And yes, I was totally thinking about my mom. I'm moving up to Saratoga so that I can be there with her in her time when she may be in need of me instead of vice versa. So did you like the reading? Hit the thumbs up. That was freaking lovely. I mean, and gossiping with or about your mom is totally a weird gig, but you know, you take it as it resonates. And if you want more of me here on YouTube, please subscribe. I'm not monetized, so it just helps other people find the readings. It's the only point of it for me anymore. You want to get my work out there, hit the thumbs up. And hit the notification bell, because I'm putting these out. I'm moving my house in the next month, hopefully. So I'm going to still try and put out content every day, but we'll see how that goes. And certainly, if you want every day, every morning, a check-in over on patreon.com, patreon.com/drawingthecircle. Check out the link below. Keeping it affordable. I'm always shifting it. I'm always changing it. But it is a brilliant platform for me and other creative types, regardless of your medium. I'm not a medium. I'm a clairvoyant. But I'm a happy clairvoyant. So let's get rid of that if I didn't already. And if you want to book me for a private reading, it's easy enough to do. There is a link in the description box to a video called Booking a Reading with Mal. Explains it all for you, beginning, middle, and end. Just like Clarissa, because I'll think of a new joke or the guides will give me one, considering 90% of my spirit guides are old dead comics. Why not? Otherwise, I love you. Hang in there, do the shadow work, reach out, get help if you need, comment if you like, and I love you. You can do this. Just keep swimming, swimming, swimming. Hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.